Hey guys, this is going to be an attempt at a PlayStation 2 collection video while I'm packing them up. But I've already got this box started with all of my other games that come in Amaray cases. So as you can see, there's not much room left in this box. And I'm thinking I might not be able to get 80 games in there or not, but we'll see. Okay. Well, first and foremost, none of these are in any particular order. This is just a big old stack of stuff. So, starting off, we've got East, Ark of Napishtim, and a couple friends of mine bought this for me for Christmas, and some worthless piece of shit stole it, so I had to buy it again. And it wasn't very easy to come by the second time, but I managed to get it back, so that's cool. And I'm always very thankful to those friends of mine who picked that up for me for Christmas, because that was very sweet and thoughtful, and I love you guys. I'm going to miss you immensely when I'm gone. Got Soul Calibur 2 for PS2 as well as on Xbox. I showed that before. This one has Heihachi using only his fists. I'll probably get the GameCube with Link eventually if I can find one that isn't the player's choice version. And Soul Calibur 3. This one is exclusive to the PS2. Okay, here's something cool. This is Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy. This came with my PlayStation. It was a bundle from like Costco or something like that, or like Sam's Club, Price Club, whatever. This is probably very dark in here. Shit. Okay, there we go. Anyway, this came bundled with my PS2 in the blue box, and it came with a second controller and a memory card. So I was pretty much set from the start. This was a lot of fun, and I thought that the sequels kind of took the fun spirit that this exhibited and tried to go in a different direction to mimic Rockstar games and that type of stuff, and I just figured I found that to be kind of a pandering, just kind of a bad move, really. It was cheesy. It was a dumb idea. And so here's Jak 2. I haven't played the third one at all. Yeah. Like I said, I enjoyed the first one. It was good. Sega Classic Collection. This is a wasted opportunity. Sega Ages. The Sega Ages series in Japan was very extensive, and this collection was not very extensive. And there's just a lot of missed opportunities here. And especially not including the original versions of each of these games. This is all graphically upgraded, and they don't look that good. And yeah, it would have been nice to have the originals on there as well. If they were going to at least have these games on there, have the original versions as well, the arcade versions or the Master System versions, or all of the above, really. Yeah, so I'm going to put that away. See how much I can fit in this box. Again, not a big Sonic the Hedgehog fan, but Sonic Mega Collection Plus. This has basically every 16-bit Sonic game. And I think this also has a bunch of unlockable Game Gear games. The ones that weren't available on the GameCube exclusive Mega Collection. Or Sonic Gems Collection, that's what it's called. It's right here in my box. Yeah, this pretty much would be completing the set, having those two together. Just kind of trying to force those into this box here, and it's going to be bad news if it breaks. So, Ultimate Spider-Man. See, I didn't really dig the whole Grand Theft Autoizing and open world areas of the Spider-Man 2 movie game, but this sort of condensed it down and made it a little more easily playable, and it was more fun, I thought. Plus it had kind of a comic book look to it with the cell shade and the panels that moved, and it was just, this was a lot of fun. I was playing it with my nephew a lot, and he would always ask me to race Johnny for him. Anyway, this game is pretty good. I recommend it. If you like Spider-Man games, pick it up because it's pretty fun. This is Transformers the movie, the game, and yeah, we'll just put that in there and just not talk about that anymore. Super Bust a Move. As I said, I've tried to get every Bust a Move game for every console that we have, and there's a few out there that I need to get a hold of, but I don't need this one. There is a Super Bust a Move 2 that I never see anymore, so I'll probably try and hunt that one down eventually. Not immediately, not in the near future. Here is Raiden 3. This was a cheap ass release. I think it was only like $10 when it came out, and yeah, it doesn't have any special features like changing the aspect ratio for your television or anything like that. So, you know, budget titles are budget titles, and you know, you win some, you lose some. Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. This is fun to play. I haven't played it 2 players like it's sort of meant to be played, but I went through the story mode with this guy, Kung Lao, and tried to go through it using Liu Kang, and it doesn't work as well with Liu Kang. Maybe I just am not that good. It's a fun game. I enjoyed it a lot. Nice 3D beat 'em up. They don't make 3D beat 'em ups very well, but that one was pretty well done, and it used an established storyline as well. So here is the only 3D Castlevania that I even like at all, and it's because it's a basically it's a blatant ripoff of Devil May Cry, which was often cited as being a ripoff of Castlevania. So that's pretty funny that, you know, Konami would copy Capcom so blatantly, because this does really resemble Devil May Cry, and a lot of the moves that you can do and the combos that you do with your whip are very similar to stuff that Dante does with his sword. This doesn't have any gunplay in it, obviously, but you can unlock one of the villains in the game and play through the game as him, and he is pretty much invincible and floats around and has 5 swords that you can reposition on his back or have them circle around him, and he's really cool. And once you beat the game with him, you'll unlock a sound test, and that's pretty cool. The sound test is really cool, and there's one track in there from Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and it's, I think, the last boss music. Here's God of War. You all know God of War, don't you? It's kind of popular now, I think, something like that. It kind of became big shit, I think. Yeah, I'm just screwing around. Yes, it's pretty much one of Sony's signatures line the games now. God of War 2. I managed to score both of those right as they went on greatest hit status, and avoided getting any red labels, so that was fun. I enjoyed doing that. This is Sylphid, the Lost Planet, and check out that neato shiny foil cover that Working Designs always did. Remember Working Designs? Yeah, I don't either. Sylphid, an unlikely sequel to a game from the Sega CD on the PS2. Very strange. It was a good launch title. I mean game. I'm sorry, I said title. I meant to say game. It was a good launch game. Title is industry speak, and I don't use that. There's a Sega Ages game from the series Sega Ages 2500, Sega 3D Ages, and this is Fist of the North Star. I don't have the proper gizmos to play this. Unfortunately, my PS2 is just your basic standard, no mod chips or anything PS2, and it barely works as is. So, but I did buy this out of the fact that it was at the store where I buy a lot of my used games, and I wanted to get it, so I picked it up. We got Klonoa 2, Lunats Veil. This is just wonderful. If you can find this, I haven't seen this around at all in a really long time. This I got way back when I first got my PS2, and it was hard to find then. And I got my PS2 when Jak and Daxter first came out, so that should put into perspective how hard to find this became pretty much immediately. This was released at the launch, or roughly after the launch of the PlayStation 2. Anyway, track it down. It is definitely worth having and playing, and it's fun. And then here is Odin Sphere. This was hard to find, and then Sony pulled a reprint and had the greatest hits label on there. I know they didn't make as many copies as their requirement for a greatest hits release dictates, but they did it. And speaking of which, here's Maximo, Ghosts to Glory, a little love letter to the Ghosts and Goblins series, and it's a lot of fun. People complained that it was too hard. It was too hard, and it's really not that hard. And then here's the sequel, Maximo versus the Army of Zen, a game that slipped away from me for a very long time. Was not able to find non-greatest hits versions of it, and I finally did, and I picked it up. Here is the first Gungrave. I haven't really played around with that one very much, but it's pretty fun. This is Transformers Armada. This game, you would think, would be for kids, and I guess it is, but if you want to punish your kids, you can let them play it, because this game is really, really hard, and I got my ass kicked time and time again playing this. It is so hard. I had to cheat to beat this game, and I had to cheat just to beat the friggin' first boss. This game is really, really hard. Yeah, it's also really cool. Pick it up. Okay, shit. Here is Rygar from Tecmo. This always cracked me up that they did Rygar before they did Ninja Gaiden. I'm running out of time here, but I do want to relay a little bit of backstory, not about Rygar, but about Tecmo in general. Way back when the PS2 was being announced and touted, I went into a Software Etc. store, and they had a looping video of all sorts of PlayStation 2 stuff that was coming up, and they had guys from Tecmo showing a very early build of Ninja Gaiden for the PlayStation 2. And as you all know, Ninja Gaiden did not come out for the PlayStation 2. And they name dropped Jakio and the Dragon Sword and a whole bunch of stuff from the NES Ninja Gaiden that are obviously not in the Xbox game that Team Ninja released. I guess Mr. Rockstar guy from Tecmo didn't like the NES games at all, and he decided to pretty much not use any elements except for some vague references. And I am very much running out of time. This game is basically Rygar May Cry, the way it plays. And I have to start this over because I got lost. And let me see here. Okay, so this is going to be a two-part video. So I'll see you in the next part.